Welcome to How to Film Weddings. I am Nick, and today I'm talking about part 5 of how to edit a wedding video. I'm going to be focusing on the audio, what we do with all our lapel mics and our microphone stuff that we get and how we clean it up and make it sound better. And then I'm going to let past Nick show you how we use the Multicam feature in Adobe Premiere Pro after syncing in Pluralize to get our ceremony stuff together. And then we use the same techniques for toasts and dances and all the stuff that we want synced up and multicammed together. So I want to apologize. Earlier when I was putting this together, I didn't show you how I clean up all of our audio stuff from our lapel mics and that kind of thing. So I want to take you into Adobe Audition and then give you the techniques and the things that we do for all of our voiceover stuff to make it sound so much better and crisper and clean it up and all of that stuff. So let's jump into Premiere and then we'll go into Audition and then we'll come back to Premiere. We're just gonna bounce around a lot. So anyway, here we go. So here is a part of Mason from his interview that I did with him. And if you listen to this, you can tell that it's kind of soft. It doesn't sound super great.
You know, everyone's asking if I'm nervous, but I don't think nervous is the right answer. I think it's just excitement.
Okay, so what I do is I edit the clip in Adobe Audition. And this is one of the things that I love about the Adobe programs is how they can seamlessly jump and work with each other. So you can keep with your flow and you don't have to totally exit out of one program and get into another one. You can go from one to another, but then go back to the first one pretty quickly. All right, so here we are in Adobe Audition. And the very, very first thing that I do with anyone is I zoom in real close and I highlight a part that is going to have nothing in it. It's just going to be the room noise, which you can hear there. It's very soft, but it's still there. Then go into the effects, capture noise print. Capture noise print. So you do that. Then you select the entire thing. The entire thing selected, effects, noise reduction process. That brings up this menu, and I know that the noise is really low, so this is probably going to be okay whenever I apply it.
You know, everyone's asking if I'm nervous, but
And I'm going to apply that. Now, whenever you apply noise reduction to anything, be careful. Because if you've never used it before, if it's really, really noisy, like really windy, or there's just a constant of an air conditioner or something like that, it's going to really distort and mess up the audio that you have. So that's why you want to be as a quiet room as you can, as a clean room as you can, with as little distractions as possible, so you can get really nice, really good, really clean audio. So now I'm going to show you what I do. I've created a favorite and I just call it Better Voice. But it doesn't help you if I don't walk you through what I have made to create this Better Voice. So in Adobe Audition, you can create what are called favorites, kind of like a presets, you know, something that you can automatically apply, right? So go in and hit Start Recording Favorite. Okay, so now that the recording is started, all right, anything that you add will then be applied to this favorite. So the first one that I do, the first one that I look for is amplitude and compression normalize. Now, I have this one set to about 98 out of 100, so it's taking it and normalizing it, making it all about the same volume. That's what normalize does. So you apply that, and there it goes. Look, it just made it thicker and fuller. So that was step 1. Now, step 2 dynamic processing. So this is the one that I actually have set and I have used to apply to my videos. I will just leave this up here for a second. If you need to take a screenshot of it so that you can do that. Compressor is it the first number one. You know, you can see the dBs right here. You can see the ratio, so you can kind of see exactly where they are. But you set all of these exactly this, and then you'll hit apply. And it does that. Now, I'm gonna stop recording and name it. I name it Better Voice. I'll name it 2 since I already have one. So now I've got this going for my voice. The last step that I do is I hit match loudness. And these are the parameters down here that I use. Right here. Take a screenshot if you need to. Look at that up. Apply this. So then after you apply all of this stuff, you just drag it and drop it in here and then hit run. There you go. Now the sound is big and it's full. And I usually maybe will pull this down, you know, somewhere so it's between -4 and -3. Usually it's just what I like to do. After you're done with this, hit save. Then you can head back over into Adobe Audition and boom, there it is, all fixed up and clean. Now if we head back and listen to it.
You know, everyone's asked me if I'm nervous, but I don't think nervous is the right answer. I think it's just excitement. And
so that is how we clean up our audio and we make it louder and fuller so it sounds a lot better, a lot crisper. Whenever I recorded the syncing and pluralize video, I created one that was all about how I use Multicam to get our ceremony highlight and our ceremony edit all finished. So I'm gonna let past Nick take that over and I'm gonna show you exactly what we do, how we set up the Multicam after we've used pluralize and after we've dumped all of our footage into Adobe Premiere. And I'm gonna let him, me from the past, show you how I get all that set up and how I get it all working. Now, after we get it all synced up and all that, then I just use the exact same process for our toasts and our dances and anything else that we need synced up and included. Okay, as you can see, I like to have these as condensed and as organized as possible. So I actually go in and I take the sequence and I rename it. And so here they all here in my doc edits folder. I like to just keep everything nice and concise as I can. Now, one thing, getting ready to show you how to do a multicam edit that we have for the ceremony. One thing that I always do, I have a problem with working on the highlight video and then leaving kind of the other stuff, and it just takes a long time for me to get there. And so I've started, you know, doing the ceremony and the toasts and those kind of edits at the very beginning so that at the end it's already done and I'm really excited about the highlight video, and then I can just give them everything all at once. But whenever you do a multicam edit, you pick the cameras and it's kind of hard to what's the word, you know, move it around when it's an actual multicam edit. So I always duplicate my ceremony one and I name it, okay, so now I have my ceremony, and this is the one that I can actually go in and chop up for my highlight video, and then my multicam one is the one that I actually do the multicam edit one. And this is just what I do because it works for me and it's easier for me. You might not want to do this, you might not like doing this, and that's totally okay. So I click on my ceremony multicam edit, and as you can see, zoom out. And I have, because of Mason, he had the mic on him all day, there's a lot of junk, and I don't even start filming here. So the first thing I do is I just cut everything that's before, right here, ripple delete, there we go. Get it right there. Now, if you've never done a multicam edit before, I am going to save you so much time and you're going to be so excited when you see this. So, the very first thing that you do is you highlight all of your footage and you nest it. And I always nest, or rename mine ceremony nest so I know what it is. And I just drop that in this folder here to hide it and get rid of it. Then you click on the actual nested sequence here and you go to Multicamera, Enable. So what this does is it tells Premiere that there are multiple cameras that it's going to choose from. And you click on this little wheel guy right here and you go to Multicamera. Okay, now maybe you've seen this view before, maybe you haven't, but let me just jump ahead. And now you can see that there are my multiple cameras, my 3 cameras, and as I play it back, I just select which one I want. And that is what's going to be here in the main screen. And what's great about this is it actually, whenever I click one of the different windows, it makes the cut for me. It's fantastic. I have a bunch of audio files down here, so let me find which one I want to use. Okay, so this spot right here is where my wife started shooting, and so that's where I'm gonna just start it with. And so I start here, and then the great thing about this, you can hit the L key and watch it play back. And here we are. Then you just go through and you make your edit. So. Okay, as you can see now, I have the entire ceremony edited together. If you look in here, just whenever you do the multicam edit, it goes in and it makes all of these cuts for you. You go back from multicam, composite view, and then here we are. And it just goes from camera to camera. Now, one of the really cool things about the multicam edit that I love, I'm not ready to do my color correcting yet, but if you hold Apple key and then double click, it brings up the nest, it opens up the nest. So now I can come in here and I can actually color correct this clip and this one, and because it's a ceremony, I know there's not much moving, I know the color isn't changing very much, so then I can just color correct that one, and then when I make a color correction in here, it will automatically show up in my multicam edit so that I don't have to worry about that. So how my wife and I do our editing process, I do all the editing, the highlight film, ceremony stuff, toasts, any other additional edits that we might be giving the couple, and then she will color correct the highlight film, and then based on the color of the highlight film, then I'll go in and I'll fill in the toasts and the ceremony and all of that stuff. One thing I love about the multicam and coloring is you don't have to color the individual small clips. You can just apply the color to the entire big, long, 10, 15, 20 minute file, and then all of those clips that pull in the multicam will then be automatically colored. And I love it. It really speeds up the color correcting process when you use the multicam, so you're not having to copy and paste. So what is your process for finalizing audio? What do you do? We'd love to know in the comments below. Do you use multicam? If you don't, why? And if you do, is your process pretty similar to ours? If you found this video helpful, please let us know. We really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you'll be notified anytime we upload any kind of new content. And until next time, see ya.